Welcome back to the Momentum Sports Podcast. Derek, let's talk about those Texas Longhorns and the Georgia Bulldogs. Who is going to be the victor here in Austin, Texas on Saturday?
I've been hearing a lot of things about that game. I hear that Georgia's going to this game thinking it's life or death. Texas going in there to prove a point. And Texas is going to annihilate better beyond that 3.5 point spread. I hear it all. And this is coming from experts as well, from ESPN to all these other networks
Experts.
and YouTubers and podcasts. But here's the thing: realistically, I don't think Georgia can compete against Texas. I don't think they can compete in Georgia. I don't think they compete in Texas. I think Texas is a more dominant team. I think that 3.5 is giving a gift basket to Georgia. If you don't bet the minus 3.5, you're going to lose a lot of money, a little bit of money. How much you bet, you're going to lose it. I think Texas goes in there, it goes in hot, beats Georgia, and doesn't let go of the reins. I think this is looking like an Alabama Georgia game in the first half, but that goes all 4 quarters. So Texas will beat Georgia.
All right. And Derek, real quick, you're a little out of focus on the camera, just so you know. There you go. Now you're more in focus. You're back. I could tell that you were out of focus by what you were saying about your game prediction. No, I'm just kidding. For
Hmm.
me, I I've been thinking about this matchup quite a bit, and preseason, I just had a feeling that Texas was going to beat Georgia. I was skeptical about Texas overall and didn't want to jump the gun on predicting how good they are. I wanted to see it first. But I did think that Georgia would be a big opportunity for them to get on that track. And I know that Texas shows up to these big games, especially when the whole nation is going to be watching or whenever there's a large group of people that are talking crap about the game and talking crap about Texas doesn't have a shot. Texas does have the athletes to compete, they have the coaching staff to compete, and you know, I think that they have a very good shot at winning this game, and it being in Austin makes it even more winnable. And last but not least, let's be honest here, this is not a slight at Texas fans, but you're not playing the Georgia of the past. And you did not play the Alabama of the past last year either. Huge win, not taking anything away from it. It still is a very huge win, but you're coming into the SEC at the perfect time where you're getting everything is rolling in your favor. Some of these teams are not what they used to be. And Georgia, we've all watched them. We've been watching Alabama too. These teams are not dominating other teams like they used to. And I think that Georgia is very beatable. And I think that Texas has the athletes. And again, I think they have the coaching staff to make it happen. I think that Texas could even win by 2 or more scores in this one. It will be crazy to actually see that happen. But I'm just saying, I don't think I would be that surprised if that happens. But once seeing it, it's going to have to kind of soak in, that Georgia is going to get beat that bad. But I do think that Texas is going to win this game as well. And one other thing, too, since Derek didn't want to add anything, he didn't want to add anything. Um, I think that this is a big opportunity for Texas to get that SEC nod of acceptance. OU is going to take a little while to earn the SEC nod, but if you beat Georgia, regardless of what I was saying about Georgia not being as dominant as they have in the past, it would still put Texas as the number one team in the conference without a doubt. So I do want to put that out to Texas fans. You guys will be number one in the conference for sure. Um, I just wish that we'd see a stronger Georgia team come to Austin as a like just a fan of college football. It would have been really cool to see an undefeated Georgia come in here and really battle it out. But I do think that Texas is there's a good possibility they could win this thing by 2 or more scores. Derek, I'm going to ask you,
Mhm.
if Texas does not win this game, does it change your perception of the Longhorn football team, where they're at right now? Do you think that Georgia is that good of a football team? And is it acceptable for Texas to lose to them at home?
Well, anything's possible. Yeah, I can see him losing, but uh, do I want to make that bet? Nope.
Yeah.
I don't want to lose money. I want to make money.
Right.
But
But
Georgia
you
is
were
a
saying that
capable
they
team.
should dominate them. You were saying Texas should dominate them. If they don't, is that a reflection on Texas not being as good as you thought they were? Georgia not being as good as you thought they were? A mixture of both? What do you take from Texas, though, from this, if they lose
I
this
think
football
Georgia.
game?
I think Georgia finds the spark they needed. I think Texas still plays great. If Georgia does win, it's only because Georgia finally found their game.
Hmm.
So yeah, because they have recruits to be able to do it. They're just not performing to it.
Right. Okay. Well, I guess we'll end there. We're gonna do a few other games and for next week as well. So we'll just go on to the next one here. We're gonna do the Arkansas hosting LSU game. This is gonna be 6 o'clock or 6:30, I think. 6:30 in Fayetteville. Derek, what do you think is gonna happen in this one?
Whoa. I want to jinx your team. So Arkansas is winning all the way. They're going to win by 40. It's going to be 40 to nothing.
It's 90.
LSU doesn't have a chance.
It's Hogs by
Uh,
90.
oh yeah, Hogs by 90. Yeah, no, 99. No, no, it's Hogs by 69.
Oh,
Okay. No, but no. Actually, I think LSU comes in strong in the beginning.
yeah.
Arkansas, it just stays up ahead of LSU just barely, and it comes down to the wire. We're not in Death Valley, so guess what? Arkansas wins, and they win by 3. But it will be a close game. You're going to be yelling. You're going to be hollering. It's going to get all the actions, fumbles, interceptions. It's going to be a highlight. It's going to be a better highlight than the Georgia Texas game. Yeah, I think
Oh,
it's
all
going to be
right.
great.
Oh, that's funny. Um, I think both of those games are at the same time, actually, are they?
Hmm. I don't.
Is
Well, yeah,
Texas
it's
at
a night game.
6:32? Or are they're
Texas
during
is
the day, aren't they, actually? I think that's a day
not
game.
this game.
No,
Nope,
no, it is
that's
at
at night.
night. Yeah, so they're both of these games are at 6:30.
Yep.
Let's see here. Okay, so
Yeah,
Arkansas game's
those.
at 6, not 6:30. My bad. Um, but yeah, they're basically at the same time. That's going to be really interesting. That's going to be fun to kind of see where the audience goes for those two games and just
Mhm.
kind of changing it back and forth. But yeah, I do agree with Derek on mostly what he said about this one. I think that this is, like Derek said, this is not Death Valley. This is in Fayetteville. And if you guys watched the Tennessee game, you saw how electric Fayetteville can get. They're going to be even more electric for LSU coming. They know
And
that
also,
they can compete. And here's the other thing: LSU is the number 8 team in the nation right now. It's a top 10, another top 10 team coming to Fayetteville. The thing is, I personally do not think LSU is a top 10 team, which also makes me lean towards Arkansas even more because of that. But I think that the top 10 aura around it is going to bring a huge crowd. The players are going to be pumped. They're going to be excited. I know LSU will be excited for this game too, but it will be a whole different level for the Arkansas team. in this matchup. And I think that because of that, they're also coming off of a bye. Sam Pittman has not lost a game off of a bye. Now, records are meant to be broken, unfortunately, and hopefully that one stays unbroken for Razorback fans like myself. But we will see. I'm going to take Arkansas in a close one as well. They proved to me that they can win a one-score game, and it was a top 10 conference game. I think they can do it again against LSU. So I'm going to take Arkansas by 3. Derek, one more question for you about this game. Do you think, and I hope you're not muted, so you're ready to answer it. Do
Mhm.
you,
I am.
how much scoring is going to be in this game? Do you think it's going to be in the 20s, the teens, the 30s? What is the scoring going to look like in this game?
30s, 20s.
Yeah, I agree with you. I agree with you. Um, I think if Arkansas has to stay in this one, they have to score. And LSU's defense is not good enough to prevent Arkansas from scoring in the 20s or 30s. And if it's going to be close, I think it'll be in the 20s and 30s as well. I think it's going to be about, I think it's going to be 30 to 27. That's what I think. What about you?
30 to 27 sounds about right.
All right. All right. Well, let's go to the next game then, Derek. What is let's see here. What was it? What was that third game?
Oh, you don't know?
Alabama. Yes.
Oh my gosh. I'm about to tell you.
Yep.
I forgot.
Alabama at Tennessee. I'll go first on this one. For anybody who's been following the channel a decent amount, I am all in on Alabama. I'm not saying they're going to win a national championship, but I will say this. I think Alabama has a good squad and they win close games. And especially if they take the lead early on this one, they will let the lead go and then they will crush Tennessee's dream at the end of the game. I'm going to take Alabama in a close one by 3 points or less. And again, I think that Alabama starts on top in this game. I think Tennessee's got some things to figure out on offense. Alabama's going to start out on top. Tennessee's going to start figuring it out. They're going to come back, and it looks like they're going to take the lead. And then Alabama's going to reclaim the lead at the end and win this football game. I'm going to take the Tide by 3 or less in a close nail biter. Crazy things are going to happen at the end of this game. I guarantee it.
All right. Yeah. So here's the thing. My UT from another mother is gonna win this thing. You know why? Even though they have the hideous orange, they still gonna be Alabama because they also UT. You can call Texas TEX, but in my mind, it's always UT. And they're going to have nightmares from the last year against Texas. And they're going to see UT with Tennessee. And they're going to be like, oh shit, it's just the same team. It's not orange, kind of faded, kind of uglier. But you know what? Tennessee wins this. They win it by more than 10 points. I see Alabama being embarrassed because they choked against Vanderbilt. They almost choked against their last game. And I'm assuming that was what, South Carolina? Was it South Carolina?
Yeah, it was South Carolina.
Well, yeah, they almost choked against South Carolina. I mean, you can think of so many ways of losing that game. You know, interception. They almost score. They
The
almost tied
almost
it with
kneel
2 points.
down. Remember that? The kneel down
Oh
almost in
yeah,
the end zone.
yeah. Well, we'll get to that here in a second.
Oh, okay.
They
Spoiler alert.
they lose the onside. I don't know how many
Yeah.
times they kept missing the onside. They go, oh, we got the interception. We won. Let me back up 5 yards and kneel in the end zone to get a safety to tie up the game. Guess what? He almost did, but his teammate was like, whoa, hold up, buddy. No, this
Hold
time.
up.
Well, guess what? This
Yep.
is going to happen against Tennessee. Tennessee's a lot stronger than South Carolina. Tennessee wins by 10 or 14 points.
Wow. Okay,
Yeah.
that's That's pretty ballsy, Derek. I'm gonna be honest with you. Tennessee's not winning by 2 scores.
It's happening. It's in the books. Put your money on that one. You're gonna win
It's
a lot of money.
I'll put some money on with you maybe, but they're not winning by 2 scores. But I guess we'll just have to wait and see. That being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed our predictions for this upcoming weekend. Please let us know what you think down below in the comment section. Do you think that Derek's takes are more on point, or do you think mine are? Or do you think we're both full of it? And last but not least, please hit that subscribe button. It really does help our channel. It lets YouTube know that our content is fire and that we have the greatest takes here on YouTube. So please hit that subscribe button, like the video, share it. And for Derek, put a horns down at the bottom and let him know that the Longhorns are not going to go undefeated this year. That being said, thanks for watching and see you guys next time.